Well, the Classic Tour shows the whole Iceland. The Classic Iceland Tour is 9 nights. So you stay 1 night in Reykjavik before you go to the countryside, and there we stay for 7 nights, and then 1 night in Reykjavik before you leave again. It is designed for people that want to see the nature and want to see the nature, not going all the way up to the highlands, just stay at the lowlands at the most and take shorter hikes. It's a very comfortable trip, but you get to see most all of the nicest places in Iceland. And I think that is what is so interesting about this classical tour.
First impressions, what I did was I went on Google Earth and I looked at Iceland, but nothing prepared me for the sight out of the plane window as we came into land. Those fields of lava were really awe-inspiring, and as we came right down and touched down, it was a lunar landscape, and I was seriously impressed. But I was under the impression that the rest of Iceland would be full of that sort of thing, but in fact, clearly it's not.
In this trip we get to explore the whole country, the north part, the east part, the south part, and the west part. There are many highlights in the trip. We get to see its nature, and we also get to see very nice beaches, very nice cliffs with a very rich bird life.
Initially, the glaciers weren't terribly impressive. They were in the distance, they were clearly glaciers, but on this occasion we were able to go up close, and we travelled across some really lunar territory where the glacier had been, but it had in fact retreated now. I think the Icelanders talk of the power of the glacier, and you certainly sense the power. There's no doubt about it, and I think in a strange way it makes you feel like seeing an even bigger one, you know, but very impressive indeed.
And on the way in this tour we get to stay at very nice hotels. So even though the days are long, it is a comfortable journey. We're staying in a comfortable bus with a driver and a guide that tells you all about that we see outside the window.
I think one of the major reasons, certainly that I chose this tour, and I suspect most people on it chose it, was the fact that you have an expert guide and somebody else does the driving in a comfortable bus. I've done quite a few tours abroad driving, and you really only see the road most of the time. Without our guide, it would have been only half a tour. If you're looking for an efficient way of seeing Iceland, and that's classic Iceland, this, in my opinion, is the only way to do it. You will not manage it driving yourself, pulling out maps, stopping to see where you are. This was a seamless tour. It was a complete experience. And as one of the group said at the end of the tour, he was a credit to Iceland, and he presented Iceland to us in such a wonderful way.
The reason why you should come to Iceland is if you want to explore the nature. It is untouched here. There's no pollution. Everything's clean. The air is clean. So if you really want to get in touch with nature, Iceland is the place to go to.
It's difficult to avoid cliche, but if I was asked to sum it up in one sentence, the joy of Iceland is the geological contrast, and I am going to go straight back home and buy a very large geology book to try and find out more about what I've been looking at over the past 9 days doing the classical Round Iceland tour.